Because I do have to tell you guys that you do got close people, like relatives that are still on the hunt, to to take you down, before you try to escape. They feel as though when you move on, you escaping them. And that was never supposed to happen. They already tried to curse your finances, so that you wouldn't be able to move, put you in a freeze spell to where you can't move. And I feel like that's what a lot of chosen ones, you and divine ones, you guys are suffering on in this category of, finances. You had funds, coming your way, but they did a lot of dark arts to freeze that. To where you don't get, if you do get some, you're not getting enough to move forward. You're just getting enough to get by, but not to move forward. And this is what the Most High wanted to capitalize, within his children. He wanted to let you know that the fight is already taken care of in the physical, the physical realm. The fight is over, but it's a whole fight in the spiritual realm. Remember what Paul was talking about in Romans. I know you guys have read and did y'all discernment on the two realms that we are in at the same time. You got to understand, you in two realms at the same time. Okay? You in the spiritual realm, the same time you in this physical, worldly realm. Okay? And it was two fights that, that was going at it, and this earthly, realm is already shut down. But now they're trying to do some stuff in the spiritual realm that's causing all these, delays and causing all these freezing this and freezing that and trying to stop this and trying to stop that. So there's a big war in the spiritual realm, and I know you guys don't want to hear that, but as you can feel, we getting closer to the end. So you got to stand 10 toes and you got to, stay encouraged. Okay? Because I know y'all read Paul. I mean, not Paul, excuse me. Y'all read, y'all read Paul in Romans. He wasn't playing. This is not a game. This is not something that just for a fictional book. This is some real stuff. He said, "Man, I was good in the spirit, but why I ain't good in the physical realm? Some fight me in the physical realm. Okay, I'm good in the physical realm, but some fighting me in the spiritual realm. Ma'am, sir, you are entwined with two worlds, and you got two battles you got to fight. That you got to stand 10 toes on." That's why a lot of you guys be like, "Man, I feel like I mastered the spiritual realm, but why is nothing going on in the physical realm?" Like some of you guys may be like big top dogs in the spiritual realm, but you come here, you be like, what is all these witches? What is all these warlocks? Like, what is this going on? What they all up in my business? Why they all up in my energy? What is this? There's another battle that you have to partake in, and you got to fight. This is what Paul was trying to put us on game. That's why I always, I put the light on Romans, because folks, you confuse, because some of you guys may be indulgent in one world, and that's it. And you think that's it. You like, that's it. I'm only attentive. That's all I know is this. But you forgot. You are two men. You are earthly. You are a fleshly man, and you're a spiritual man. Remember, you're intending a spiritual world, and you are experiencing a physical world. So you guys got to understand the spiritual warfare that may come. How irritating this thing could be. But once again, you got principalities that do not want you to move forward and get your stuff. I'm talking about y'all got principalities trying to block, like standing in the forefront of your stuff. I don't think a lot of divine ones, you guys understand that. Oh, Amaya said, "I saw a giant angel and one of them had a trumpet blasting in my dream, and the sky was gloomy. Yeah, that's letting you know that you got the victory. Something, you got the victory in something. When they start blasting them trumpets, oh, victory, or it's about to be a battle. Is either you got victory or it's about to be a battle. One or the two. It's about to go down or it's over. So that's something that you got to discern. Is it over or is it just we going in? Okay? Because we going in. I need my stuff. Everything. I mean, no pennies left. Because these thieves, all they know is to thieve. Kill, steal, and destroy. That's all they've been doing to the Most High people, but we're not playing that. You know, there's a lot of wars going on right now. You know, there's a lot. You know, the Most High wanted me to capitalize that. Like, you don't understand. Go tell these people. You know, we ain't up here chilling. We 24/7 in war. You be surprised who your enemies actually is in the spiritual realm. You looking at them every day. These are the ones. The ones you go across every day, these are the ones trying to stop you and trying to take you down. Based off of your stuff. How you gonna try to bully somebody and to not receive their stuff? I'm talking about they are overtime, you know, with these meetings, you know, about how they gonna go about it. And it's like there's a war, you know, within the plots, within the schemes. It's like every time that they try to do something, and this is crazy. Like a lot of you guys, they throwing stuff, like they trying to gather your pictures, and they trying to throw it like connected to some type of what did I see? They do nasty stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like they be putting egg yolk in like bags or something like that, and then they try to put your picture or whatever, try to throw it in a river or something. But they attach other things to you, you know, with your picture in the bag, and then they attach other things to it, and then they'll try to throw it in the river. That's a little clip that I saw, you know, and the Most High was like, gotta pay for that. There's a big cost for that. You know, it's like the Most High is capitalizing everything they do. Like they digging, it's like the hole getting deeper and deeper that they falling into. You know, every time they, you know, the plots, every time the schemes. Some of you guys, y'all ringleader is some mother. I'm not sure if it's your mother or if it's some other person's mother who's somewhat of a witch that they respect. And you know, this witch is turning, you know, these people against you, like their son and their daughter against you, you know, trying to get them to see you another way so they can attack you and be in on it. They trying to get as much people as possible to see you in a certain way so that they can attack you. But folks ain't even buying in that, you know. Folks been tapped into you, you know, for a long time. You know, been watching you. And they was like, you know, they start awakening to what you were saying. And then it's like, people trying to keep them in this organization and try to get them on this occult wicked BS. And they ain't even want to do that no more. They're not even tapped in that no more. They messed around and tried to, gang stalk you, and follow you for so long that they start waking up. And now, you know, people can't turn them back, you know, into, you know, this candidate of going under this mission, you know, to do these things to you. They not in on it. They don't want in on it. You know, they like dismissing, you know, their mother, the witch, because they don't want to do it no more. They like, dang, you on your own on this one. We ain't on this no more. And they angry. And then on top of that, they getting karma. They getting some heavy karma. And there are a lot of folks that, they was in on it. They starting to discover the karma that's coming on them. So folks is dragging their feet trying to do it. But it's battle, so they is engaging in it, but they dragging their feet. They not all high and mighty like they was before. Folks is like they tired. You should be. You should be. While we are energized, because you really not fighting us. People got to understand that. You think you fighting us, but the force that come, behind us, you not fighting us. The force, you fighting the Most High. That's His force. That's that y'all feel when y'all in this battle. Y'all figuring out what was that. That was the Most High's force. And it's sad that y'all didn't wake up by now. I would think you would been woke up and got and fall back. Especially who y'all soldiers are. Y'all soldiers on the field, it's not given. It's not given. Nobody's falling for that. At one point, you could create some type of delusion over our eyes and get us to see, these folks that they were trying to deceive us. But now we got big discernment. Our awakening of our eyes had hyphen to where we see these folks for who they is. Sorry. But that ain't gonna work either. We ain't letting these parasites get close because they thinking like, okay, well, we'll just start that that tactic over where you just get close to them. We ain't letting y'all get no close to us. We ain't even letting no access in the gates. You can't even get in. How you gonna get in? Don't you know you gotta be let in? You're not getting in. You guys you cannot be trusted. You guys. You guys' loyalty badge been snatched a long time ago. Ain't nobody checking for y'all. Ever. Y'all sold out a long time ago. Y'all do or die to this devil. That's what y'all sold out to. Light and dark will never mix. Once you sell out, the Most High, you're done. Once you sell out, you go to the other side. They don't even think a second to second guess that you have another seat over here. Somebody said we do not care about your shit. Yeah, I don't know what that means. But yeah, you guys do not, if you start getting phone calls, if you start getting y'all know how they reach out. No access. No access. Do not allow these folks to start reaching out, telling you some type of bootleg story. Don't want to hear it. Don't care. Okay? That's some bullcrap that the adversary has spoken, to you about. To try to handle us a certain way so you can get back in. No. No way. I ain't even been answering no calls. I told folks, if you ain't leave a voice message so I can check to figure out, to identify who you are, do not feel free to call me. Just know you're going to have to leave a voice message so I can check. I don't answer just random calls. If you got a random number, best believe it's just going to be ringing. Ma'am, sir. Don't be trying to, get in touch with another family member and thinking that you could be on three-way and then you could tap in when it's time and when it's convenient. We're not even gonna let whoever that's talking to y'all. They off too. They cut too. Why would you think that we'll leave an open door? It's so cute. Why would you think we will leave an open door for you? According to somebody else that you may know or that you are actually speaking to. Unfortunately, that person may have to be cut off as well. Because you a liability for this person. We know all the tricks. That stuff's is not happening. You guys are done for. For real, this thing is to an end. For real. Because they thinking if we can't beat them, how about we join them, get us close, so we can start attacking, but that's not going to happen either. Yeah, close all doors at this time. Close all doors. Don't be showing up to no holidays, no gatherings, no none of that, because he's gonna use the closest people that he feel that's to you. If he can't get nobody, out here that you may get, trapped with, that he feel like, oh yeah, this person, she'll talk to this person, he'll talk to this person, they'll try to get somebody that's close to you. So examine folks that you letting in the doors. I'm talking about that's already in. Examine them as well, because he'll try to use them too. Yeah. That's why the Most High, he be snatching us up, man. He be like, nah, I'm gonna put you over here, because we ain't got time to be hidden enemies, hidden in the background. The whole time they be attacking you. You like, dang, I closed all my doors. Who's in here attacking me? And then it'd be these fools standing up here like, oh, you? Okay, you gotta go too. You gotta go too. Dang, I never expected to be you. In the back trying to look low key. Yeah, the inner circle. Yeah, definitely. They'll definitely use the main ones. The main ones. You be like, dang, who's targeting me? Who's raising spiritual warfare against me? Whole time, it be the people all up in your house. It'd be a whole war in the house, and they'll be warring against you. The whole time. You be thinking like it's somewhere far. It be the people around. And they just be smiling at you, and they be your hidden enemies. With a mask on. Can't stand you. Been trying to take you down. And then it's crazy because the Most High been, trying to warn you about them, but you just didn't want to put that, you didn't want to see them like that. You like, nah. But I told y'all about these titles. Do not give people titles, because when the Most High give you, these messages about this person, it's hard for you to, it's hard for you to accept it, because you already credited this title to them. His titles ain't got nothing to do with it. It doesn't mean anything. A title don't mean nothing. Yeah, I had a message about the cousins too. And you would know the cousin that is attacking you, they got some illness. Like they either got cancer, they got lupus, they got some immune system that they're battling. They got some type of medical, illness. If you got a cousin in your family that's battling with something, they are the one that's attacking you. I had that message like 2 weeks ago. I was supposed to do a video on that, but I got distracted. So it's crazy how you brought it up. Sis, yeah. That the ones that dealing with the medical issues, they've been the one. And the Most High have put the Most High have put that on them specifically because they was coming for you. And it kept getting worse and worse and worse. And they know it. They know it. They know the reason why they was afflicted, with an illness is because, they was trying you. They was envious of you. So the Most High put that plague on them and let them know that, hey, you're going to have to deal with this for your disgusting heart, So he plagued them, plagued her. Now they losing their hair, they can't get out of bed. You know what I'm saying? They need some type of handler with them to help them. Yeah, and this probably was what they was wishing on you. And now they got to face it. Yeah, oh, okay, you went to, you had went to my YouTube channel and seen it. Yeah, you get prepared for part 2, because you're going to really resonate with part 2. You're going to really resonate with part 2. A lot of you guys, I'm speaking of, I was talking about the TI program, and I was breaking that whole program down Okay, so some of you guys, if you guys need to know this information, you need to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. It's Sunflower Infinity. Okay, I just posted the intro and basically the level 1, like stage 1. Okay, and now we at stage 2. Okay, I'm gonna post it after I get off the live because I already did the video. I just need to post it. Okay, and there's something that you guys really need to attend to and save on your phone because you don't know about these, these social medias. Okay, when it's big information that's given like that, you don't know what can happen. So save it on your phone because somebody reached out to me back in when I was giving out videos about this. And something happened to my channel, they still have these videos and they're still posting it. Like they saved it on their phone. I was like, wow, this person is smart. You know what I'm saying? Because I tell you guys, you don't know. You don't know what can happen, with these, these videos that are giving this information that, they don't want you to know. So when you do get it, save it on your phone so that you can send it and forward it to other people that's dealing with this. That was sacrificed or put in this TI program, and they had to go through these different stages, of being, y'all know, I ain't gonna say too much. Go on my channel, go on my channel, and stay tuned because I about the part stage 2 is crazy. It is. You're gonna be so resonated, like, whoa, yeah, that happened to me. That happened. I'm telling you. And then you're going to start putting the pieces to the puzzle of actually the first time you got targeted, how you felt and how this was going on. And then you mastered it and you accomplished this and you overcame this. And then they put you to this in this reality. I'm telling y'all, start tapping into this knowledge. The knowledge is a weapon. This is how the adversary, he gained over you, when you don't have the wisdom and knowledge. Sunflower Infinity. It's on the top of my main page. Yeah, the gate program. Yeah, but this is, and then they turned it up a couple notches. Once they realized who you was through that gate program, actually who you was, and checked your DNA. Oh, it was over. They was gonna already put you on that list. They was already gonna put you on that list. You was a candidate for that list. You was definitely somebody in this world to be intimidated. Like they intimidated by you. You was really one of them extraterrestrial, beings. You wasn't the same. He was not the same. So they had to deal with you according in a different way than everybody else. Yeah. So Sunflower Infinity, y'all, I'll be breaking down the whole thing over there, But as I was saying, we in war, okay? The physical realm, this is shut down. But we still got a war in the spiritual realm, okay? Because they okay, we can just go. They've been doing that all your life. They've been, as you shut them down, within this physical realm, they will always go to the spiritual realm and start working on you over there. That's why you will see some stuff happening for you and all of a sudden some just vanish. It's because, look, I burped. That's what I'm saying, confirmation. No lie. Yeah, they want you to be clueless about you living in two worlds. Like Paul was speaking of, those who just joined, I got to always relate back to Paul because he was confused by this too. He was asking the Most High, why when I accomplish something according to you, I'm good. But why after a few days or so, I get back into this. It seemed like I level up and then I come back down. What is this? He said, hey, do you not understand that you have a fleshly man that you battling? And you got fleshly people that you battling? He said, okay, I'm a fleshly man. We all are. He said, hey, do you not understand that you got a spiritual man as well? The spiritual man is dying because you're so attentive to this fleshly man. The fleshly man is not supposed to be over your spiritual man. Remember, you got to go back to the spiritual world where your spiritual man is present and you got to fight. Who would have told us this though? You know how we've been getting the best, people was getting the best out of us all our life because of this information? Because all we knew was this. Here. So all this enemy had to do was shut us down in the spiritual realm? Who would have told us that? Who would have told us that, we need to tap into our spiritual man because we got another battle in the spiritual world? Because everything is being snatched. Everything is being taken. All your possessions, everything that you ever known is being robbed. People coming to your house and you ain't even there. They just taking your stuff because you ain't there. Could you imagine you in this? Just think about it, since everybody's aware with this realm, right? Because they're clueless because nobody told us about our spiritual realm where you got houses, as you have here, right? You have a car. You got belongings, possessions, right? As you have in this realm, right? But you attentive to your stuff. You're like, hold up, why you around my car? You went around my car like 2 times. I need you to back up and go over there. You seem suspicious. This ain't this. Do you even live over here? This how you coming at people because you protecting your stuff, right? You got cameras. Like outside of your home. Like to see who's knocking at your door, everything, right? Who's protecting your stuff in the spiritual realm? As you so attentive to your stuff and you trying to check, like, when my stuff gonna come? When my stuff gonna come? Are you protecting your stuff as you a spiritual man in the spiritual realm? That's why folks is ramshacking your stuff. Some of y'all getting ate up alive in the spiritual realm because you know where to be found. This is what Paul was talking about. Paul was talking about that, and the Most High said, "Hey man, do you even know that you actually are attentive in the spiritual realm? You're like a spiritual man in the spiritual realm, but you ain't nowhere to be found." Folks is like just taking your stuff. Folks is like doing whatever to you, and you're not active. You just sitting there, like one of the, have y'all seen them statues? Like at the malls, like in the glass or whatever as you going past the store, and they just that's how you look at the spiritual realm. You not tapped in. Them folks ramshacking your stuff. This is a real thing, but who here to tell us this though? Like, I ain't here to shame blame nobody because I was kind of looking crazy too. Like, this could be real though. Like me, it was hard for me to accept it at first because nobody explained this to me. Who was teaching us this? I'm talking about if we do go to church, the time that we did participate in that organization, they did not tell us that we had a whole spiritual man and a whole life in the spiritual realm as we did in the physical realm. And we need to be attentive as we are to the other realm. As much as we engage in this realm, we got to be engaged in the spiritual realm. This is why a lot of you guys, y'all lives is upside down. Because you're not balancing it. It's like you come up and then you lose because you're not balancing it. They know how to get your stuff. They like, okay, he in it like real hard. We can't get in. We can't do this. We can't do that in this physical realm. We're going to go over there in the spiritual realm. This is what they've been doing. And then they've been jacking. Because they like, you ain't nowhere to be found in the spiritual realm. This is what this adversary been doing the whole time to divine ones who didn't have this information. Who didn't understand there is a whole realm that you are present in. You are a fleshly man. And I know you guys got to this point that you guys know you guys have a spiritual man and a fleshly man. We're there right now. We understand that, right? So you got to understand this fleshly man that you're looking at right here, this meat. You understand that you are living in a fleshly realm, right? So you can just imagine your spiritual man where he or she lives, engages in. It's the same thing. So what needs to happen is y'all need to go back because there is a fight right now in the spiritual realm and you need to be present to get your stuff. Ma'am, sir. Because folks just, principalities are just sitting there and standing ovation over your stuff. Like, this is mine. This is mine. I've been had this for years. I don't know. This is how they moving over there. So you gotta go over there and get your stuff back. Start snatching stuff. Start decreeing and declaring and announcing your stuff. We ain't here to play around with these demons. Are you okay? I was in the spiritual realm snatching my stuff. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Really a bully in the spiritual realm. I'm gonna keep it real. I really, you know how they was like, we know Christ's name. They were trying to come at Paul, like, who was you? So Paul had to, put his name out there as if, so these demons will know him. And this is what we got to do, because they got to respect you. They have to. They was called in Luke. Okay, read chapters in Luke. They were supposed to be respecting you. And if they don't, it's a problem. I always attend in the spiritual realm. Always. We go to battle after battle after battle. I be ready. I'm way attentive in the spiritual realm than I am in this physical realm. Sometimes I gotta balance. Because I be like, hold on, let me come back here, and do some grounding here as well, because it's a balance. Exactly. We're part of two mans. We split, but the other one should be beasting the other one. Meaning your spiritual man, your fleshly man should already bow down to your spiritual man. Your fleshly man should have no authority at all. That's one of your weakest part. It should be one of your weakest part. Your fleshly man should be in cages. Matter of fact, you don't even respect it. It should be in a cage. You're not getting out. And then your spiritual man, we just walking around both realms. We took over both realms. Spiritual man took over the spiritual realm, and the spiritual man took over the fleshly realm. We don't trust this fleshly man. This fleshly man could betray us every day. They shouldn't be a part of us. They'll let us down and fail us every day. The fleshly man's with the op. If you letting the fleshly man get any access towards you, the op can use that thing against you. Put you back behind. Yeah, feel free. Feel free. Because I know you, after seeing that, what you seen, you got a lot of questions. Anybody would. I'm telling you guys. Those are important information that picks up the pieces to your entire life. I can't tell you a lie. And I wish, when I was mastering the program, I wish I had somebody that, broke it down like that. Like a person, like myself, that broke it down. But I was like, you know what? I'm not about to leave this information out. I'm about to bring it to the forefront to people that needs to know. Because it feels so just, when you don't have information that you need and you going through something, it's the most unpleasant feeling. It feels like you're getting taken advantage of. You're like, dang, well, I ain't got nothing to stand on because I don't know nothing. I'm gonna get taken advantage of. This adversary's gonna devour me, bro. I ain't got nothing to stand on. He just got. I ain't got nothing. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm just getting devoured every day. Every day, you just get taken down because you don't even know where to begin. You don't know how to, you know what I'm saying? It's messed up. This is what he do. He's a coward. He attack those that, don't have the wisdom and knowledge. You strong, you know what I'm saying? You intimidating because he's coming after you, but he has fun when you don't know, when you don't know how he coming. He has fun with it. That's what the Bible says, that you destroy for lack of knowledge is a real thing. If you don't have no knowledge, you're destroyed. He can definitely devour you. Yeah, and then take advantage of when the Most High send you, people with information. You know what I'm saying? Don't sleep on it. Do your due diligence and get that information so that you can now know how to come at this devil. You will know how to defeat him. Because once you gain the knowledge, you be like, oh, this was going on. You know how to handle it. You can't win when you don't know nothing. That's why I was always a geek, y'all. I'm talking about literally when I was in schools, they had to try to, my people, like my little friend group or whatever, it was only like 3 of us, right? They would literally have to pull me out of the library because they'd be like, man, you good. You good. And I used to be like, I used to do it. I used to be overboard with it, but, I need to know some information. I was seeking for knowledge because I knew without knowledge, folks will get the best of you. You sitting up there, you don't even know that you get manipulated. You don't even know that folks is coming at you and they lying. But it sound good, but it's a lie. So you got to do your research. These are some master manipulators out here. They can make a lie sound very true, very real. No, I'm going to do my research. You're not about to get the best of me. I'm going to find the truth. Period. And then once you knowledgeable, the adversary's taking steps back. Like, he knows. He knows. What is he going to do with that information? Turn it all around. Turn the tables around. I'm going to use that against you. See how you feel. Bullies always need to be taught a lesson. Because they very, they very sorry individuals. Yeah, we definitely, the Most High, what he does is he fill us up with wisdom and knowledge because he knows that knowledge is power. Once you know something that somebody trying to run on you, it's over. You can't continue that. They're going to tear down the walls. They're going to break your whole, like the 3 little pigs, your whole house going to fall down. This person know. That's why I always seek truth. Because the people that you go to, that you rely on to give you the truth, they don't give you the truth. It be far from the truth. And these are so-called role models and leaders in society. They don't give us nothing. They are probably one of the puppets, one of the plants that they send out here to manipulate people, to keep them asleep. Why this devil devouring everybody? Because we don't know the truth. We don't know what's going on. That's why you gotta do it yourself. Don't rely on nobody. I was never the person to like, oh, I can just go over here. No. I'll go within, and I let the Most High order my steps, and I stay and I do I search for the truth for hours. Because I'm the one going through this. I need to know what's going on. This ain't going to continue. I'm not about to sit here and hope and pray that somebody going to appear and help me, deliver me, and get me out of it. No. I'm not going 1 second with this. That's what my mind try to put you in like in a box and have you, get to be the target so they can everybody can just aim at you and you got to just fight through it. Are you crazy? I'm about to figure this. I'm about to figure out what's going on. And I'm going to shut down the whole thing. That's me. I'm here to shut the show down. I'm not about to go, no. Yeah, that's what they want. They want you to be like, oh, just constantly just, just work, try to figure out how to figure out what? You not know that they making you a target? They literally trying to torment you every second of the day? You think I'm about to sit in this and try to figure out who gonna give me the information, try to call this person, try to go up to this person, and they might be in on it? This is what they want you to do. They want you to run around in fear and rely on people to help you. No, you Most High like, man, I gave you everything that you need. I gave you everything that you need. You need to stop going to people and trust what's inside. That's what I always do. That's why they be trying to figure out, they be trying to watch and see who you gonna talk to, I ain't talking to nobody. I know everything within. I came down here with all the answers. We have everything written on our heart. So they trying to figure out, you talk to somebody, you go to somebody. Y'all watch us all day, every day. You don't see us talking to nobody. We get the answers for the Most High and we react on what we know. Once we got the truth, it's a wrap. It's over. It's over for you devils. There's been a whole, we broke a whole nother code again. Like, dang, he's coming down here just breaking through codes. Dang, I can't stand them. Yes, ma'am, sir. That's exactly what we came down here to do. We breaking everything. They be mad when you break it. Nigga, you find out something, you break it, they be so mad. Because they want to keep that thing going. These folks, they're parasites. They feed off of when a light being is getting tormented. When you feeling hurt, they can feed off of that. When you in fear, when you just run around here just out of your head, like, they can feed off of that. They need you in that low vibration so they can feed. If you high up and you just, you just bulletproof, they can't feed. They can't get what they need to get. They needed you in. Why you think they took the initiative to start a whole organization based off of, doing this, is because they need that supply. They need your supply. So they got to see, and then they got to see you in that stage. They got to see you in that low vibration. Yeah. And then they see you and then it's not even affecting you. They're like, what did this person know? Did they break through this? Because we're not getting that supply anymore. Like, this person's not freaking out. This person's not reacting off of what we're doing. This person's not running to the hospital. This person's not, going around yelling at people, telling people what they're going through. And, this is not fair. And how could they? And, why me? You done broke through that. That's done. That's done. They thought you were about to be over here crying, panicking, going crazy. Because when you're not giving them what they want, they'll even up that thing. Like the device that they're using, they'll up that thing, to attack you. And they like, I bet you, they're gonna react to this. You really shut it down. You don't just break it. You tear it's in pieces now. It's like in pieces. In pieces now. They like, dang, this person is broken into pieces. Yeah, now it's broken. Now you really can't use it. Now what you gonna use? It's broke. What you gonna use? How did she break it? How did he break it? Like we're gonna tell you? No. We identified what device you use and we broke it. Is that hard for you to understand? We figured out what you was using and we broke it. Very high frequency. Not a frequency that you want to try to battle. They thought devices were going to help them in this battle. It only made it easy for us to break. Our frequency, when it's used, when we realize what it is, we can use our frequency to break the devices that they're using. That ain't going to help. They thought, we could come up with devices and it's going to help us. That's easy to break with our frequency. We identify it, and then once we identify, we break it. They thought, we could plant it in a body. You plant it in our body as we identify it, and we can break it. We can dismantle it. I did it plenty of times. They tried to put it all throughout different areas as I identify it. I broke it. Broke it easy. Because the whole thing was identifying it. Once you identify it, it's done. oh, we can get the best of them. They're not gonna accomplish this. Do you not know what type of beings we are? How they attacking us, that is our stomping ground. The ways that they coming at us through this frequency, we want them to come in our frequency because that's how we get really destroyed. That's how we dismantle things. You was doing this as a kid. You guys just don't remember. Because the Most High allowed me to remember things that the adversary was sending to me as a child, and how I was literally like dismantling things. I thought I was doing something imaginary. You know how you a kid, because I was so in, manifestation. Like as a kid, I was manifesting like crazy, right? So I'm thinking like, it's just, I'm just doing the manifestation. I was like, oh, I don't like that. I don't want that. And I was breaking it. But I didn't realize that the adversary was sending something that I disliked, and I was just breaking it, But I didn't know I was using a frequency to do it. I didn't know that, because when you're a child, you got high frequency as well. So I didn't know that I was using my frequency to dismantle, things that they try to attach to me. I didn't know. But I'm actually tapped in it, in that same, frequency. And it's easy to dismantle when they try to do these things. That's not going to help you. That's not going to bind us. That's not going to keep us, in some, torture situation so you guys could get the supply. No, we're going to break through it. We're going to break y'all little corny toy. Okay, I'm gonna get straight to that after the live. Yeah, I'm gonna get straight to that after the live. I'll check on it. But yeah, I don't think they did their research about us. I really don't. All this studying, it just went in vain. I don't even think they know us, because the things that they're using against us, I guess that's our stomping ground. That's where we actually do our work in. Frequency? You don't want to go in battle with frequencies. I don't think you want that, ma'am, sir. That's ignorant. When you know we the high vibrational beings on earth, the Most High had put something on us to where we're very, 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 very high. Ma'am, sir. I think something wrong with them. I think like the science behind that, I don't know what's going on. Like, you guys do a lot. I'm talking about they do a lot of experiments on us, and that's what they come up with. That's what they think that's going to take us down or put us in a box, when we based off of frequency. We based off electricity. I know a lot of you guys, y'all be walking at dark time and y'all be turning on lights and stuff. Hold on, you guys. Yeah, so like I was saying, I know y'all be walking throughout the, y'all neighborhood, maybe trying to walk y'all dog or whatever y'all trying to do, and y'all turn on the lights, y'all street lights. Y'all turn the lights be all bright, it turns on because you guys are electricity. You guys are like electric. So, and they're trying to use electric against you, and this is what you're made out of. Are you an idiot? Just let me know you're an idiot. This is our stomping ground. Electronics, with technology, we can control that as well. Frequency, energy, all this stuff they're trying to use weaponized towards us, but we control those things. Yeah, that's why how I, mastered it through my frequency, because this is all they were sending was frequency and your energy. That's what I control. That's what we control. That's what we made of. Why do you think we can heal so fast? Exactly. We're like, we are shocked. You shock yourself sometimes. You touch people, you start popping them, they like, oh. All you hear is pop, 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 pop. They're like, oh. You kind of, you hot right now. I'm like, yeah, get like that sometimes. It do get like that sometimes. That's why we don't like to be touched. You know, we don't like all that touchy and all that. That's not something we like. Especially if somebody that's in low vibration, you might get popped. You feel me? Because if somebody that's high in vibration, you would have never got popped. So you might want to, bring your frequency up. If this what happened is somebody that has, your frequency is very low. Yeah, exactly. And your hair too. If you start combing your hair, especially if you melanated ones, y'all already know about that pop, that electricity in your hair. I don't even be trying. That's why I be wearing braids, because I ain't got time for them pops. It be pop, 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 pop. Hey, hold up. No, ma'am. We about to do something. We about to do some twisting. We gonna do some twisting, some locking, some braiding, something. This is too much electricity. Too much. But I got time for that. Telling your head and your hair, it has so much power, like so much electricity in things that, if you have your hair out and you put a balloon to your hair, you don't understand, that static of energy that's going out of your head on that dang balloon. I know y'all was younger and y'all did that. I know I ain't the only one who did that. And was doing that on other people too, to see how much energy that was in them. I used the balloon to see how much you packing as far as energy. And it was a lot. It was just like, it was so much. Exactly. That's why they be trying to put, exactly. They be trying to put wigs. They be trying to hide. They try to do anything to, take that energy from your head. And I don't understand why people even shave their head. That's I mean, I can see if you got something going on and you need to start over again. That's understandable. But for just to be doing that, you don't do that. You're taking, how much energy you taking off of you. And that's why some folks, they be getting sick. Some folks be getting sick, after they take their hair, do something to their hair, it's easy for them to get sick. Oh, so you are really in tapped in. She said, think about Samson. I'm telling you, the Most High, he told that lady about his gift that was in his hair. And she shaved it off and kept it. And left him there to the destruction. He was trapped for, we don't know how long. We don't know how long. This is a real thing. How we was made, folks don't really get in that, how we was made. This is why I don't understand. We go through all these, these cycles, within schools and, all throughout in college and, all these other churches and all these things that's supposed to supply us with knowledge about who we are. Why is that not given? Why we got to go our whole life, trying to figure things out when information should have been given, on actually who we are and how we was made, why a lot of things affect us or why a lot of things don't affect us, What is this? Because when you really start tapping into who you is, you don't rely on nothing. You don't rely on these doctors. You don't rely on, because you know how to heal. You know what makes you sick. But then again, you know how to heal. You know what I'm saying? Because you was made totally different. You know what I'm saying? Like how your system was made. It was made to heal. It was made, to, oh my, y'all, that's a whole nother video. That's a right. Yeah, and make money off you too. They want to control us and make money off of us. The less we know, the more money that they're going to get for us relying on them. Because everything that you don't know, you're going to go to them, which I don't understand because they're not going to tell you. Look at the sun. Every time we start getting into some real stuff, the sun just come and I can't see. I got to squint my eyes because I can't see. It be so, like, the clouds be so, I don't understand. But the sun, I'm telling you, when you start speaking and we start all coming, together, and I'm telling you, the energy be coming through the phones and stuff too. So I'll be trying to. Yeah, it does. But it's like I can't see. I'm like, I can't see. Oh, shoot. But the sun definitely make me happy. That's how, and it gives me energy. It must know that I need more energy or something. Because the sun be following me to see, trying to give me more energy too, though. I'm telling you, like, we're electronic, not electronic, but we're like energy, frequency. You know how you attract what you is, let's just say that, okay? And the sun is attracted to you, so it definitely follows you. Like, it don't matter where you at, it gonna follow you, I understand that when I was a young child, They're like, follow us. Wherever we at, it follows us. It don't matter. You could be in your home too, and all of a sudden you can see it through your curtains. You be like, oh, you have found me again. It'd be all dark in there, and then all of a sudden you get right there, and if the window is right by your bed or something like that, you will see like this sun trying to talk to you, like, hey, I still see you. You be like, dang, sun is peeking through my curtain. It comes out of nowhere. Yeah, it's like, how did you even? I mean, it's like night, and you trying to talk. What you want to talk about? Because we could talk. We could talk all day. I'll talk to the sun all day. When I was young, I used to talk to the sun all day. I didn't even want nobody around me when I was talking to the sun. I really didn't. Yeah, I did. Hours at the park. Hours. And it felt really good. And I felt good too. I walked away with energy, felt happy, excited. And they always let you know that they here too. It always let you know that it's here. It's be like, hey, shine right on you too. It makes you, clear as day. You be trying to run, the sun be trying to run with you. You be trying to play tag with you or something. I be like, dang, this sun ain't going nowhere, huh? Yeah, and I be kind of scared, when the sun, it kind of like glare on you, because you start seeing the fumes that come out, like the fumes that how you are energy, and it don't just show you, but it show other people. Because when I used to work, and we used to work outside, and I used to be like, oh my, I'm telling you, I used to attract bees. And then I had people like looking like, because I knew that they could see like the flames, like the little flames that's coming off of us, because I was getting energy, from the sun. So there would be like frequency waves that will come up as long as you stay out there. Like if you stay for hours, there will be flames, actual visual flames that you will see and other people can see too. And that kind of made me uncomfortable. I didn't kind of like it, because I liked it when I was by myself, but then when I was around people, I didn't like it. Because they look so weird. Like, they'll look at you so weird. And I didn't like it. I didn't like folks looking at me like that. Like, we'll have a whole meeting outside, and all of a sudden everybody would turn, to me and be like, I used to hate that. I used to be like, oh man, this is crazy. Because there's actual fumes that you will start seeing once you start getting powered up. Because the sun will power you up. I used to not like it. I used to like, oh, shoot. But you needed it, It's something that you did need. Every time the sun come up, it's something that it's something that you need out of it, So I say, don't run. Just, stay in it, until whatever, But Yeah, it's so much stuff that, that we don't know about ourselves. And it's sad that they hid that from us. But again, that's how they was getting paid. That's how these people in this world, because this whole world is a finesse, you know. Yeah, I do too. I love the sunshine. I can't wait until it start getting spring and summer. That's my thing. That's what I like. All this, winter stuff. I don't like it. I don't like this stuff. That's not my habitat. I'm not into I know how to survive it or whatever, the winter, and I know how to be calm and all this stuff, but no, I like sun. Like, I like heat. I engage more, and I reciprocate more in that. That's what I love. Yeah, I'm just ready 24/7. Yeah, I'm ready to move somewhere 24/7. That's just heat. 24/7. I'm not really into this cold stuff. I don't do it. Some people could do it. Some people don't care. But I'm saying, far as of what I would decide, I definitely would decide the heat. You said I never belong in this town. Yeah, this cold. Yeah, me either. Like, I never did cold. Never. I don't. I just can't. It just puts me into a different, it's into a different mode. You know what I'm saying? Of not myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like to be, when it's cold. I'm not energetic. You know what I'm saying? That I normally am. I'm kind of like dragging my feet and don't want to do too much. And it's like, I don't like that. Because me personally, I don't like to be in the same place. And when I feel like when it's cold, I feel like I'm in the same place for a long period of time, and I don't like that. Yeah, the sun make you feel outgoing, you don't even know what you're doing. You just doing it. You just going, hey, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, everybody running past each other like, hey, it's beautiful. We don't even need to talk about why we out. It's beautiful. Okay? That's it. That's all you need to know. The reason why I'm out is beautiful. Folks you ain't seen in years. You're like, how you doing? How you been? I've been good. Well, you been here? You been living? You been around this whole time? Yeah. But as you can see, it's beautiful. So I had to come out. I'm telling you. It don't matter. You don't even question that. You be like, well, it was cold, and now it's the sun's out, so everybody got to be out. So I ain't even gonna argue with that. Yeah, the birds, everybody happy. When the sun out, everybody's happy. Like, the whole mood change. You forget about your worries. You forget about everything. It just a whole just rebirth. That's why I love the sun. It just brings a whole shift. And then they bring on this cold BS. It's like people, they whole mood change. Everybody be just mad because it's cold. They trying to figure out how to get warm. You don't see folks for years because they feel as though they don't have to come out because they got an excuse because it's cold. People always they use that excuse until the sun come up. You gonna go out today? It's cold. It's been like 2 months. It's cold. You ain't gonna go on the walk? It's cold. Yeah. Yeah, the birds be definitely chirping. Like, oh my gosh. They be talking like, yeah, we happy. They be socializing. Yeah, it's like hibernation. Like, when it's cold, it's like all you want to do is just sit there and don't do it. Just put you in that. That's why I say it's like it puts me in a mode that I don't like. Because me personally, I don't like to sit at certain places for a long period of time. I do not. I be like to explore, you know. I be like to go, you know, here, there, you know, get some sun. I don't like what it has me, what it transform me into. I be like, oh no, this not it. He says, but y'all so connect to mother. I am, but you know how we got certain favorites. I can do it. You know, I don't mind, but me personally, that's not my giddy up. You know, I love the heat. I love the sunshine. I like when it's beautiful. I don't like when it's like the sun is just nowhere to be found. No. The sun got to be up every day. No. Because we understand, like, you know, we are like the sun, you know? So that's why we indulge more in the sun. Because that's who he is. You know? That was so cute. That was really cute. But yeah, we're the same. So we be wanting to stick together. You know, we like, no, where you at? I haven't seen you today. You know, that's like, you know, that's a part of us. You know, we be feeling like, that's something that's I miss. I can't go without. See, I wouldn't, if the sun was just like this 24/7, you won't even complain no more. You feel me? Like, it would be nothing that you would even want to complain about. You know? How could you complain when you go outside? You like, I'll be dumb to complain about something. It just shifts your whole mind into happiness, like a whole bliss. Your dogs and your pets be happy. What we about to do today? What we about to do today? They be on 10. You be on 10. You know, we're going to go on an adventure. We're going to do some Dora the Explorer. On an adventure every day. We're going to go here. We're going to go here. For real. It brings you back. Even when you were a little kid, you ain't even had no money. You were just going everywhere because the sun was out. You didn't realize how connected you was to the sun. So you would just be going, you would have your friends, you just be going everywhere. Don't even matter. Y'all ain't buying nothing. Y'all ain't got no money. But still, I want to go. The sun's out. What you mean? You thinking like you some of us be having work. You be like, I ain't going in today. The sun out. I'm not going in. That's not something I want to do today. Okay, I need to take part of this sun. You ain't had a whole alibi that why you didn't make it to work. I don't know if the sun gonna come out tomorrow. I need to really get deep into me having personal time with this sun. It might not come out tomorrow. I don't know. I'm telling you, I had all those type of of situations when I was like, I had to attend somewhere. I was like, I might not even make it. But it's beautiful, y'all. I'm not sure where y'all at, but man, I'm pretty sure if y'all go out, I'm pretty sure the sun is going to match you. It's definitely going to match you. Oh, somebody said, torture me and my cuz just played outside in the grass. The sun was so beautiful back then. It was. It's beautiful. We used to play all day, every day. When the sun was out, from the time the sun came up, we would be out until it came down. Because we were into sports. So we'll play a lot of sports. We'll play, you know, like they had the basketball court outside. We'll play basketball court. Then we'll be on the field playing tag, you know, playing some type of with the ball, you know, like kickball or something on the field, because that's where all the sun was, on the field. So we'll just make up stuff to play on the field. It don't even be too much. We'll create something to play on the field and indulge in all that sun. It used to be so, you know, and it makes sense. It makes sense why, you know, because when it's crazy, because when it start like raining, which I love rain, you know, I do. And that's one thing I love. If it's, you know, outside of the sun, I love the rain. I used to play in the rain. I'm talking about like with no coat, no umbrella. I used to literally indulge in the rain. Literally, I would have to come back home and take a shower because, you know, we'll be all wet. But we didn't care, you know. We didn't care about being wet. It was something about significant about the rain as well, you know. Like the rain, it actually does something to you as well. Yeah. I think the Most High knew what he was doing when it came to us and these certain changes in the world. Why it's something significant in why we enjoy it, certain things. But again, like I said before, we got to learn this on our own because we weren't taught this. Folks was leaving everything out so that we can rely on them. We can depend on them when we really didn't need them at all. All the answers was within. But who's to tell us? Once again, only if you a geek like myself, searching for knowledge and stuff all my life. Literally, like I told you guys in the beginning of the video, I was stuck in the library. I was stuck in books, and you know, I would spend like hours in my room, literally, you know, studying, you know, like searching for, you know, information. You know, and at some point I got lost in it because, you know, it was so interesting. It was like, wow, for real? Like when they say that, you know, wisdom is like, it's something else. When you have wisdom, it's on a whole nother level. You know? That's why they distracted. They want you distracted so you don't know nothing. They could take advantage of everything you don't know. And some folks will even listen to it because it sound good. They'll listen to they lies because it sound good. You know, they know how to make the lies sound so good and true, but it be far from the truth. That ain't got nothing to do with us. Nothing. This whole world is made up of a bunch of delusions and manipulation, deception, according to us. I don't know about everybody else, but to us, that bullcrap is fraud. You know, once you start doing the research and the truth start coming to you, you'll be upset for a minute. You know, you'll be mad because you'll be like, man, why was I lied to all my life? Like, why y'all just couldn't keep it real? Yeah, I'm saying it makes it look like, they make it look like, you know, and manipulate it like, you know, they telling the truth. You know, and some folks fall for it because they do be trying to make it. If you sit there and you listen to it for a long time, you will probably indulge in it. You will probably believe it. That's why you got to shut down the lie. You know, you got to walk away sometimes because folks will keep that thing going. You just got to walk away. You know, you're like, I'm gonna get up out of here because I see, you know, saying something's wrong with you. You know, why you trying to convince me something that is way far from the truth? You know? Yeah, we've been brought up as in a lie. You know, we had to take everything out of here that we ever known, and we had to start from scratch. Everything that you ever learned or you ever knew, you had to erase it, and you had to start from scratch. That's how messed up this whole world is. When you got to start as if you a whole new baby again, because everything that you thought was truth and real was fake. That's how messed up this is. You got to start from scratch as if you just came in this world and you know nothing. That's how far you got to start again. Yeah, they had us programmed, conditioned, groomed, the whole nine to being a candidate and being accepted to this bull crap. It's all lies. they had people in different organizations, and everywhere that they put you, they had these folks telling you and programming you everything of lies. And then they go down and try to do this to your children. The same program that you was brought up in, and you having children, that's what the same grooming and the same handlers, in the same old thing that you went through, they trying to put your kids through the same thing. Condition them. Breathe them to be the same way. Exactly. Definitely kids are intelligent, especially the ones you created. But you just got to think when you're in a lie reality. So you got to now teach your kids. You got to teach them the whole game. Teach them everything. Don't leave nothing out. So they could be on top. Because when you gone and they have your children, they work overtime. You know what I'm saying? They work overtime and trying to, get them a certain way. So that they could be a candidate for this bull crap. So you got to really indulge that truth in them. I'm talking about deep. So they know this is a game. This is a stage. None of this bullcrap real. None of it. I'm talking about everything. It's just sickening because you have to go by this. Like, you got to go by it being like this. Like, everything that you've seen, the real thing is behind it. It's not what you're seeing in the forefront, but behind it, that's the real thing. Once you take the veil off of that, that's what it is. Could you imagine how everything is masked up? And only thing you know is the mask? Y'all seen that movie, The Mask? They actually came out with the movie using Jim Carrey once again. That movie was so symbolic. Some people, the messages went over their head to where they didn't get what he was, what the whole message was in that movie. Oh yeah, most definitely. It was real, it was more real when our ancestors was living. It was a little bit more real. It was still fake, but it was real, than what they have it today's world. It's just real, like artificial. But back then, you could like pinpoint what was going on. But here, they got all these, in this generation that we come to, they got a lot of masks. They'll come up with a whole funding of people, like some kids that's in need of donation because they got cancer. All these commercials, all this and all this going on. You don't understand what's taking place behind that. I'm not going to say too much, but that was your example there. All these little things getting pushed to the forefront as it being such, ma'am, sir. You have no idea in what they're actually showing you. When you can buy some shoes online. It go up to little kid shoes. It go up to teenager shoes. It go up to adult shoes. You think you buying shoes, right? Okay. Think you buying shoes. That's far from the truth. You not buying shoes. This is what I'm talking about. That ain't got nothing. You going to a store, a corner store, you thinking that's a corner store, right? That corner store been there for years, right? You don't understand what that corner store is about. You don't understand what it's actually about. You used to see it as being a corner store. That ain't got nothing to do with what that corner store is about. Hospitals. Oh, they just there to help people. Man, that's what I'm talking about. How you got to erase everything that you was known of it being. This is what I'm talking about. None of this stuff is actually what it is. Nothing. Don't brand nothing in being what it is. It's not. Whatever the name is, erase it. Erase it. Take it out of your your mental of it being that. That's not what it is. That's a spell. That's spell casting. That's not what it is. Some of these organizations that you work for, that's not what it is. I'm going to keep it real. That's why sometimes the Most High wants you to leave, because that's not what it is. You think, oh no, that's just a burger joint. That's not what that thing is. This is why this is destruction for this, and this place got to be, built up again, because it's built up of curses based off of how it's built, how it's structured. Why do you think a lot of us divine ones don't want to be it's hard for us to be a part of something, because we already know what it is. I understand we got to survive, and we got to, sacrifice a few things. But in this world, it's kind of like you got to be careful what you partake in, especially the things you have no knowledge of. You might want to seek the Most High, because you might get into something that you have no knowledge of, and the Most High will even ask you to leave anyway. But it's just sickening. It's just sick. That's all I got to say. It's just really sick. Then you want to have somebody, kids, be raised up and be docile and be asleep to all this. Be a participant. It's sick. This is what I've been, crying aloud, for the longest. When we all gonna wake up to actually what things actually is? Are we still gonna stay asleep and be nonchalant about this? Because this is really sick. That's why I don't go into, these department places and, so-called places that's supposed to help you and tell people about your business and, and all this stuff. No, because that's not who you actually are. You have the people that you actually trust in, you have no knowledge of who they is. You can't trust them. I ain't trying to bring fear, but I'm just keeping it real. The folks that you feel as though that's in position that's supposed to help you, they're not to be trusted, ma'am, sir. They was behind the veil. Is someone, if you knew, you wouldn't have no knowledge of this person. But they got to dress it up as somebody that you can trust. Don't that identify somebody in the Bible? Always dressing up, transforming himself to be a beacon of light, but he's the devil himself. Remember, he can't just keep it real and be the actual person that he is. He always got to downplay on who he is so that people can trust him and come to him and, feel as though he is the person that you can come to, but really be the destroyer, the thief. Yeah. See, yeah. Yeah, a lot of you guys are going to, witness a lot of information that's coming to you guys at this time. Listen to your dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like, have a notebook and write down, things that's popping up in y'all dreams. That's going to give you a lot of confirmation on, what's taking place as well. I mean, on why this is happening, why that's happening, you know? Because just like someone had posted up here, I think Des, you posted about, your brother, and the situation about your brother. There's going to be a lot of information that you're going to find, like a lot of, divine ones are going to be finding of clues and evidence of loved ones who passed away. But they left you clues though. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to run into some clues that they left for you. Because they already knew that, probably what was going to happen to them. It was just a amount of time before something started happening. So they left, things for you, to help you, to help you, put these pieces together. No, he never forsakes you. He never forsakes you. What's happening is it's the revealing. He's trying to reveal to you, like he's trying to do with all of us on what's taking place right now. And it may leave you, separated. It may leave you separated. Because he's trying to give us information of taking the veil off. Of people we trusted. Just everything that you partaking in. And it's pretty hard right now. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. But it's going to be hard right now. You're going to see yourself. Some of you guys may see yourself in a homeless situation, right now because you had to pick up and leave. It was that detrimental. And you might have had to, stay in a season where without. Because of what was taking place, what was going on.